actually has been a president in modern history who has been conservative in his approach with respect to executive actions. Upon entering his 6th year in office, President Obama issued 167 executive orders. As the chart illustrated, at this very same point, George W. Bush had issued 198 executive orders. Where was the outrage when George Bush was engaging in his orgy of executive orders? Where was the outrage? Where was the outrage when President Ronald Reagan issued 381 executive orders, a pace that there's no way President Obama can match? It's just not clear to me where this is all coming from. Let me now yield to the distinguished gentleman from Nevada and/or the distinguished gentleman from New Jersey for any parting observations.
May I inquire to the Speaker how much time we have left?
The gentleman has 8 minutes remaining.
Thank you. And to the gentleman from New York, as you indicated, this frivolous lawsuit really should not be entirely surprising. And we should not underestimate the lengths that the House Republicans are willing to take against this president. This week, it's a vote to sue. After recess that we shouldn't be taking, maybe it's impeachment proceedings. So this is a very serious issue, and one that I wish every member of this body will take seriously. Because what the Speaker and the House Republicans are asking us to do is a direct affront to our constituents who elected us to do a job. Now, Republicans can disagree with the president. That's not shocking, nor is it inappropriate. There are plenty of differences that divide many of us here in Washington, many of them needlessly so. But Republican opposition during this presidency has hit historic levels, and many of my colleagues this evening have talked about from the very day that this president was being sworn in, the obstruction that has occurred by those in the majority in this body who have attempted to block him. And I believe in an America that still can do good things and big things. I believe in an America that honors its institutions and respects them. I believe in the institutions of these offices, even when I may not agree with the person who holds that position. But what I cannot stand by as a member of Congress, as someone who is here to serve the 700,000 people from my district who elected me, is to allow the Speaker and House Republicans to tear down this institution. It's too honorable. The work we're supposed to be doing is too great. It's significant to the lives of the people who are counting on us to do something that is important to their lives. And so again, I ask, Mr. Speaker, whose side are you on? Because there is nothing in this lawsuit that is going to create a job, that's going to educate a child, that's going to help a small business owner, that's going to address the issues of health care in this country, that's going to fix what's broken with immigration. Nothing this week that you or the House Republicans are doing with this baseless lawsuit is going to solve a problem. In fact, it's going to create new problems, constitutional problems, and it's going to create a debt that this institution and future generations will have to cover. So we're here raising our voices against what we believe to be an affront to the integrity of this body as a whole. And and to bring a focus back to the issues that the American people so desperately want this Congress to work on. So we're here tonight. We'll be here working and willing to work. We're willing to cancel our recess, to stay here and do the American public's business, because that's what they expect us to do. I yield back my time to the gentleman from New York.
I thank the distinguished gentleman for those observations. Under the House majority, the agenda has constituted the following: delay, destroy, defund, and delegitimize. We just want to tackle issues relevant to the American people. Let's tackle the fact that America needs a raise. Let's tackle equal pay for equal work. Let's tackle infrastructure funding. Let's tackle our broken immigration system. Let's tackle the fact that we've got a gun violence problem in America. Let's address the fact that the Supreme Court invalidated portions of Section 5 of the historic Voting Rights Act. Let's stop the political gamesmanship. In the remaining time that we have, let me now yield to a champion, distinguished member of the Homeland Security Committee, as well as the Judiciary Committee, the distinguished gentlelady from Texas, Representative Sheila Jackson Lee.
I want to thank the gentleman from New York, and I just want to take a moment to compliment both Mr. Horowitz and Mr. Jeffries for this special order, among others. I could not imagine, as we end this session, to have a more especially important statement to the American people. We want to work, and in a few days we'll be voting on an action to sue the President of the United States. Let me refer you to Justice Antonio Scalia, who has said that our Constitution rejects a system in which Congress and the executive can pop immediately into court whenever the President implements a law in a manner that is not to Congress' liking. United States versus Windsor. Former Chief Justice William Rehnquist similarly wrote that while some European countries allow one branch of government to sue another, that is obviously not the regime that our Constitution establishes. Our Constitution contemplates a more restricted role for Article III courts, and in fact, our Constitution clearly states the separation of the three branches of government: the judiciary, the legislature, and of course, the legislature, the judiciary, and I just lost the other branch of government.
Executive branch.
Executive branch of government. That is the way it is supposed to be structured. Now we come and find ourselves with the legislature trying to step into the leading of the executive. The President has made it very clear. What has he done wrong? We just heard the Speaker of the House tell the President that with respect to the unaccompanied children, you can handle it. Well, frankly, I would make the argument, you're right. There are executive powers. And so the basis upon which this lawsuit is about to be projected, to me, evidences that we have lost our way. As my colleagues have said as I was walking onto the floor, the extension of unemployment insurance, the raising of the minimum wage, the implementation of the Affordable Care Act, the fixing of the Veterans Health System, which I hope that we'll be able to do this week. If not, we should stay here and fix it for our veterans. But the Constitution is clear, and I want to say those branches of government again. The judiciary, the legislature, and the executive are separated. And scholars, conservative jurists, have indicated that there is no reason for us to jump into court on the responsibilities of each particular branch. Mr. Speaker, I would make the argument that this week is going to be 3 days of wasted time. I know that there are people who disagree with the Affordable Care Act, with immigration reform, with the unaccompanied children. Not one of those issues is attributable to the malfeasance of the President of the United States. I don't know whether this is a substitute for impeachment, but I'd make the argument that the president has neither committed anything equal to impeachment, and this second-class level, I call it